Are you allowed to use clips of people's websites or content inside of your content? Today, we're talking to everybody's favorite IP and entertainment lawyer to find out more.
My name is Tony Iliakostas. I'm an adjunct professor of entertainment law and IP at New York Law School, and I have an Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok account called the IP Professor that is dedicated to all things intellectual property.
Tony, when it comes to content creators referring to other content creators in their videos and the content that they are creating, is it okay for us to use small clips of their videos? Is it okay for us to show clips of their website? What are and aren't we allowed to do when referencing somebody else and trying to show them with that visual representation inside the content we're creating?
Yeah, so obviously the natural thing I'm thinking of is copyright and the fair use doctrine. So let's put the personality of the creator aside for a moment. If you wanted to talk about, let's say, a creator's course or their website or a video that they recently uploaded, certainly there is a world where you could be able to use it so long as you're providing some type of criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research. That's the heart of fair use. Fair use operates as a defense to copyright infringement, or as the Copyright Act defines it, it is not an infringement of a copyright so long as you're using it for any of those given purposes. And then there's a four-factor test that's usually supplemented. You look at the purpose and character of the use. Is it criticism? What kind of criticism? You kind of also go into the analysis of whether or not your use of somebody else's work is transformative. So does it possess some type of transformative quality to it? And it doesn't necessarily have to. It's just a question that's brought up. Then you look at the nature of the copyrighted work. You look at the amount of substantiality of the portion of the original work being used in proportion to its whole product. And then finally, you assess if there could be some type of potential market harm as a result of your use of somebody else's copyrighted work. So these are kind of like the core questions that need to be asked. Case law has made it very clear in the context of copyright fair use that you don't need to satisfy all four. One was enough for the Supreme Court to rule in the Campbell versus a Cuff Rose decision way back in the 90s that Two Live Crew's version of Pretty Woman, which clearly was parroting off of the Roy Orbison version of Oh Pretty Woman, the court found that only one factor was satisfied, and that was that the romanticism that Roy Orbison was talking about in the 1960s was being made fun of in the Two Live Crew song, because romanticism in the 1990s was very different than what it was in the 1960s. In the 1990s version of the song, they allude to catcalling and the physique of certain women that is completely absent in the Roy Orbison song. And the court said that is a transformative quality that in our eyes is satisfactory of the fair use doctrine. So it's important to note from a fair use perspective that no one factor is dispositive of the other. One factor could be enough. So in the context of a creator, talking about another creator and what they've created, ask yourself those questions. What is my criticism? What is my commentary? Go ask yourself, am I transforming it in some way? If you're showing a video, how much of the video are you showing? Are you showing a brief portion of the video? Are you showing a lengthy portion of it? Are you doing back and forth references to it? All of that's going to be relevant to that analysis. But I'll be honest with you, we see that type of thing happen constantly on TikTok and Instagram, where other people are commenting on news articles. They're commenting on other creators. They're commenting on maybe an influential figure or public figure. So certainly that's where, in the context of copyright and fair use, proverbial you should be in the clear. Now, just briefly, then the next question you want to ask is your ability to use somebody's likeness okay in the video? And again, I would say probably okay, because it's all tangential to the whole fair use doctrine. You're not using that person's likeness for commercial gain. That's the whole point of personality right infringement. You're accused of using somebody's name, image, and likeness for some type of commercial use. But if you're providing some type of valuable commentary about some creator's coursework or what a creator recently said in a video, you're not doing that for the sake of trying to write off their coattails and use their likeness for gain. That's not what the whole point of it is. So I think that in that context, you should also be in the clear.
Fantastic. And of course, if we have questions, it's always wise to check with your own lawyer just to make sure that you are covered on this. But if you have further questions on this, you're welcome to drop those down below. Or as always, you can hang out with Tony on his social medias where he is working every single day to make sure we are legally protecting the IP and entertainment space. So if you've got questions about whether or not you can do something, you can always pop that into any of his TikToks, his YouTube videos, and more. So Tony, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at the IP Professor.
Hit that subscribe and notification bell because every single day we are dropping brand new episodes to help you navigate TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, live streaming, and the tools and resources you need to save time and effort creating your content so you can make more money online but spend less time doing it. If you got questions, now is the time to drop them down below, and Tony's coming back for more episodes, so anything inside of the legal realm of entrepreneurship is fair game. We'll get your questions answered ASAP, and we'll see you in the next episode.